You've done everything right. You've visualized, affirmed, aligned your energy. Maybe you've even cried in meditation, felt the warm shimmer of your future self wrap around you like a second skin, whispered to the universe, I'm ready. But now there's silence. No signs, no sudden shifts, no cosmic confirmation, just stillness. And if you're like most people on the path of conscious creation, that silence can feel like failure. But what if I told you this silence is sacred, not a sign of nothing, but the signal that everything is beginning? What if I told you this space is not a punishment, but a passage? Today, we're entering the realm most people fear and where most give up. It's called the void. The place between the version of you that was and the version of you that already exists, just beyond the veil. Let's go deeper. The void is not emptiness, it is transition. It is the subtle space where your old identity no longer fits and the new one hasn't fully rooted. It is the liminal, the in-between, the energetic hallway between two selves. Neville Goddard called this state living in the end. In other words, occupying the consciousness of the fulfilled desire, even when your current world still reflects the past. The void is what happens after the decision, but before the 3D confirmation, it's like stepping onto an invisible bridge. No signs, no guarantees, just the echo of your new self calling from the other side. And yet, you stay. Because something inside you, something deeper than logic, knows this is where reality rewrites itself. This is the point where most people turn back, not because they failed, but because they mistook silence for a no. In quantum mechanics, particles exist in a state of probability, pure potential, until observed. You collapse a possibility into physical form, not by wishing for it, but by being the version of you that aligns with it. Every assumption you embody, I am loved, I am abundant, I am already her, sends a ripple through the quantum field. But matter is slow. It lags behind energy. You are faster than your reality. You shift before your world does. So when you make the leap internally, but nothing seems to move externally, your ego panics. It wants proof, it wants speed, it wants feedback. But manifestation, true identity-driven creation, is not instant gratification, it's a trustful. And the void is that moment in mid-air, right after you've jumped, but before you feel the landing. Dr. Joe Dispenza calls this space the unknown, a realm where you are no longer being defined by your past, but you haven't fully created the new future yet. And ironically, that's where the greatest power lives, because it's in the unknown that you become pure potential. So how do you know if you're in the void? It doesn't come with fireworks, it comes with silence. You may feel like your manifestations suddenly pause. Synchronicities that once felt constant might go quiet. You stop chasing, but you don't yet feel settled. People may fall away, old routines collapse. You're less interested in proving yourself. You feel strangely unmoored, not sad, just still. Like you're floating somewhere between who you used to be and who you're about to become. And the world might not notice because the void is invisible, sacred, internal, like roots growing beneath the surface, invisible but foundational. This is where the new timeline takes shape, not in the noise, but in the womb of stillness. So how do you move through this space? You don't. You soften into it. This isn't the part of the journey where you hustle harder or collect new techniques. This is the part where you surrender deeper. This is the feminine frequency of manifestation, where magnetism is born not from effort, but from essence. You drop the checklist, you stop measuring your worth in results, and you begin to live in devotion to the version of you who already exists. Not as a concept, but as a frequency. You ask softly, how would I hold myself if I knew it was already mine? Would you chase? Would you refresh your reality like an inbox waiting for updates? Or would you move like a woman who knows, with every cell, that her world is already bending to meet her? You begin to hold the energy gently like a flame cupped in your palms, protective, quiet, certain, and in that stillness, you become her, not through force, but through feeling. This is where many unravel. They feel the silence and try to fill it. They jump to new teachers, new techniques, new distractions, but the void doesn't respond to performance. It asks for integration. Can you sit in the quiet and still choose to trust? Can you hold the frequency? Not because it's working on the surface, but because it already worked in your spirit. In this sacred space, you stop trying to convince the world of who you are, because you already know. You feel less desire to explain. You no longer chase to feel worthy. You release the need to be witnessed, because you're finally witnessing yourself. And that witnessing, that quiet self-recognition, is the signal your new reality has been waiting for. This is where the deeper teachings ask to be lived. Neville Goddard's wisdom becomes more than words. It becomes embodiment. He taught that manifestation begins by assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not pretending, but inhabiting the state of already being. Louise Hay reminds us that our outer world mirrors our inner dialogue. So when the world grows still, you turn inward and ask, what am I speaking into myself today? Dr. Joe Dispenza gently teaches that the quantum field responds to who we are being, not to what we want. So if nothing appears to be shifting, check not your vision, but your embodiment. Have you become the version of you who has it, even when no one is watching, even when no one affirms it? Because the moment you do, the world begins to catch up. If you're in the void, hear this. You're not far. You're close. So close, in fact, that your old self is dissolving, and the space you feel isn't absence, it's spaciousness. It's the moment the caterpillar liquefies before the wings form. It's the soft hush before the inhale that becomes a new life. Don't rush through this. Don't numb it. Let the silence do its work. Let the recalibration complete. Breathe into the blank page and trust that the ink is already being poured. If you're in the void right now, if the world has gone quiet, if you're not seeing results yet, let this be your proof. You're not behind. You're becoming. And your becoming is not broken. It's beautiful. Comment below, I trust the void, I am becoming her, and subscribe. This is your sacred space for soft power, feminine manifestation, and identity-driven creation. Your dream life isn't lost, it's loading, and you're already aligned with it. So let go of needing the proof, and let your presence become the prophecy.